Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today's musing is a little bit different than most because I don't have the answers. I mean, not that I have the answers to everything. I don't ever pretend to have all the answers to everything. But usually I have a musing, something happens, and then I sort of have an epiphany moment or an aha moment or whatever. Today it's not like that. Today it's like, what just happened? And so here's the thing. I had a great day. I was out for 90% of the day, and I came home in time to do a live session on YouTube, which I do, twice a week. I came home, I had time to get everything set up. I had all the artwork stuff set up already. And then I had time to just basically hit the live button and make sure everything was working fine. Only it didn't work fine. It didn't work fine at all. In fact, and I wasn't just a couple minutes late. I was like 40 minutes late for my own YouTube session because of different tech issues, and I still have no idea what happened. So anyway, it was tech. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's Mercury retrograde, even though it probably isn't. But I'm just gonna lay it on that because I did the exact same thing that I had done 3 times before that, and it suddenly started to work. So I don't get it. Anyway, that aside. But what happened was, and this is the interesting part, and this is the part that I'm sort of grappling with. So usually something happens, it derails my day, I reset, I move forward, it's in the past. And yeah, this is in the past. But what happened was, so I started off and I was going through the live, but my subconscious mind, or the back part of my brain, or whatever you want to call it, was still going through the whole, oh, you should have done this, or why didn't you do that, or you've let all these people down. I mean, not like I've got like 500 people waiting to get on my live, right? Sometimes there's nobody. And sometimes there's, 2 or 3 people. But even still, I had that whole feeling of, oh my gosh, you've let down, a community of people, or you've let down, that feeling of having let down myself was definitely there. That feeling of, oh, you failure, was there. And I don't often have these feelings anymore. I don't know. So somewhere in my psyche, and it's so funny because a friend of mine was talking about this just yesterday, about how she had a sort of an epiphany moment of something that she didn't recognize she ever thought about or felt. And then I was like, yeah, and then suddenly it hit me today. It's like, I don't know, the universe is working weird and wonderful magic. But it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. But so I'm talking about line, which is one of the elements of art. It's one of the first ones that I'm actually speaking to, and I'll be going through them all. But anyway, I was talking about line, and in the background, even though your mind can only process one thought at a time, it was like in those nanoseconds between words, my subconscious mind was throwing these like darts forward, saying, "Oh, you should have done this," or "Why weren't you home and had this checked out an hour and a half before instead of half an hour before?" Or "Why didn't you, blah, blah, blah." Or, what if the one thing that somebody needed to hear today, you weren't there to say, and they've gone on and their days, continue to be wrecked, and, all of these little tiny things, like darts that were being thrown forward. And then at one point, I totally lost my train of thought in what it was that I was doing, because the dartboard was right there. So I don't know. So now I'm thinking, okay, do I take the time and kind of think, where is all of this coming from? This emotion, do I sit in it? Do I process it? Does it really matter? It happened, it's past. I don't sort of live in a world of, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. I mean, I've noted it. I've noted different things that I could have done differently, but yeah, so that's kind of where I am. It's like a really weird vibe energy for me that I don't often feel, and I don't quite know what to do with. So if you have any suggestions whatsoever, please put them in the comment or message me or whatever. And yeah, I just love to know what do you do when stuff like that happens? Because I'm kind of at a loss as to, part of yeah, I really just think I should just kick it back and not worry about it, just move forward like I always do. But I'm, part of me is like, well, what if it's something that's more deep seated and I need to revisit it? So any of your help, anybody who'd like to help, it's much appreciated. So have a great evening.